Welcome back to 25 High. I am headed out to go to the woods. And just to let you guys know, I've been in a bit of a rut because, well, partially because I don't think the deer are yet. It should be just about the rut here in South Alabama, but it's not really looking like it. Which, I don't know, it's just weird. I feel like I was seeing a lot more scrapes and rubs and stuff earlier in the year, and now that it's kind of gotten cold and gotten closer to rut, it's almost like, I mean, there's a lot of places where I'm still seeing a lot of deer, but there's a couple spots where I'm still seeing a lot of deer, just no bucks, hardly any rutting activity, and I haven't seen hardly any fresh sign. I haven't been getting it deep into the woods as much, which is why I decided today I just need to change up something. I thought I needed to change up something, so I switched from a rifle to my bow, and I just, for whatever reason, I really enjoy being in the woods with a bow in my hands, and so I'm gonna stick with the bow today. But it didn't help me out any, it didn't hurt me any, because I didn't see anything hardly. But I'm gonna go to some public land. I haven't hunted public land. I don't think I've hunted public at all since maybe the 2nd or 3rd day of January. So I'm gonna be going to a spot that I've never been to. It's a spot that looks really good on the map. I drove kind of up to it today, and I don't know, it looks like there's hardly any traffic down this road to this spot of public land, which makes me feel a little bit better about it. I'm not exactly sure what exactly I'll be looking for once I get in there, but we'll know once we get in there. So I'll explain kind of where I'm at and what I'm hunting in just a second, but two things before I get into that. I was noticing on my way to this spot, like, there was a lot of deer trails and stuff. Like, you could see very defined places where the deer were walking, like very accentuated trails, but I wasn't finding any buck sign or anything. And then I make it to this edge, and I found, I've got a video on my phone I'm going to try to put on this video, but I found like 6 scrapes in a row and 1 pretty decent rub. And it might be night sign, but this looks like a very good spot for those bucks to come out of this thicker stuff that's in front of me. And I'm kind of set up where if they go to my left, it's not as obvious as where they're gonna go, but to my right, there's like a little strip of real young pines, and I noticed on my way in that along that strip of young pines, there were trails like on either side of it, so it was like funneling the deer around that. So I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot. Like I said, I noticed a bunch of trails, and then I was like, man, I'm just not seeing any sign. Not seeing any buck sign or anything. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep walking until I find some sign. And then I hit this edge, and boom, there's a good bit of sign. But I'm hoping today's the day that a big old gnarly Alabama public land buck decides to step out. It's a little warm today, but it's still pretty chilly. I think if the rut's not already here, it'll kick off quick. It'll be the next couple of days, I believe. So, looking forward to that. Also, guys, one last thing. Don't be afraid to change it up if you're in a little bit of a lull. I haven't seen a buck in forever. I saw one a couple days ago, but before then I had not seen a buck since probably the one I killed, like a rag buck. So hopefully today that'll change. I probably should have brought my gun, but oh well. Well, I know you can't see me too well, but I wanted to say a couple things. First off, I didn't see anything, obviously, except for those turkeys, which is cool. But I mentioned seeing a decent bit of sign, and on my way out, I actually saw something that I rarely see that I'm kind of excited about. And that is, it was kind of a scrape and a rub on a pine sapling. Which around here, these longleafs and whatnot, the deer don't really rub them that much. They don't make scrapes under them that much. It's pretty rare to see. And why I'm kind of excited about it is, in my experience, the few times that I have seen it, it's either been super close to the bed or just a primary area that deer feels comfortable. It's usually where it is, or there's no other trees available. And out here, that's not the case. There's plenty of other trees to rub. I mean, I found a couple rubs on just whatever type of sapling was available. But I rarely see any kind of sign left on pine trees. So I'm pretty excited about that, and I'm probably going to come back in the morning. It's a Sunday, so I won't be able to hunt as long as I would typically like, especially kind of during the rut. But church is a little more important than being out in the woods to me. So, but I do typically in the rut see a lot more morning activity. So tomorrow morning, there's a very good chance that I'll be back in this spot, and I will see you guys then. Alright guys, so I actually decided to go somewhere slightly different. I think in a recent video, I know I've posted two recent videos from this same spot, and there seems to be a lot of does in the area. I've got a couple small bucks on camera here, but it's a spot that I fully believe has got to have a decent buck in there. And honestly, if I see a small buck, I might have to shoot it. So this is the spot where, if you watch the video, I had 3 does. I saw like 12 turkeys and then had 3 does at like 5 yards from me. So I'm gonna be going in that spot and seeing what happens. But that other public land spot, I am almost definitely gonna have to check that out again soon. So hopefully something good happens today. Like I said, I'm only gonna be able to hunt till like 8:30, but that's fine with me. I'll be back after it in the afternoon. Y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, I'm just now getting set up. I'm actually in the exact same tree I was last time in this spot. But on the other side of these thick woods that I'm in, I mean, it's a ways away, but there's some quail hunters. It sounds like either that or another deer hunter that doesn't know how to hit anything. The reason that's important is because I think they might be pushing deer towards me. I hear something running. I'm hoping it's not a dog, and I'm hoping I don't get shot by quail shot. But so this spot, I'm kind of keeping my eyes peeled because I hear something. But this spot, I had a camera up here for a while, and I didn't get any like big bucks. noticed was there's a lot more morning movement, and there's one buck or two bucks in here that I would probably shoot. At this point, we've only got a handful of days left of season, so if I get excited, I might shoot. I'm probably gonna shoot the next legal buck that walks past me if I'm on public. If I'm on private, I hold myself back a little bit, but oh, there's a deer, there's a deer. Two. Bunch of does. There's another deer coming, I think. As soon as I stopped recording, some dude started yelling. I mean, it's a ways away, but I think he's yelling at a dog. I could be wrong, I don't know. I'm gonna get my grunt call out just in case. My camera also wasn't. I didn't realize my camera was doing that. But the game camera that I had at this spot was not set in like the most ideal spot to get a lot of activity. But I wanted to mention, so like I said earlier in this video, I like to look for multiple things coming together, like a lot going on, and thick woods and a creek. Those are like the three best things that if you listen to Southern Ground, the Southern Ground Hunting Podcast, you might know what I'm talking about. Oh, there they are. How'd they make it there? I don't know, that might have been a different one. There are deer going crazy in here today. But like I was saying, if you listen to the Southern Ground Podcast, Southern Ground Hunting, Southern Ground Outdoors, something like that, you'll know kind of what I'm talking about, and that's common denominators and art edges. So I've got a hard edge next to me, and I mentioned this in a previous video. These deer are walking inside of that edge because in these thick woods they feel a lot safer. I also have a creek out in front of me, or a creek bottom. It's not really a creek, it's just a bottom. And thick woods. And then there's a lot of varying types of vegetation in here. I don't know how many deer I've seen. I just randomly saw a deer like 30 yards away. And I couldn't tell what it was, so I grunted at it. They're not sticking around in here, that's for sure. They're moving through pretty quick. That could be a really good sign that it's rut. But I don't know if I get a shot at a legal buck today. I might put one of my grocery getters to him. This has been a pretty eventful morning already. Y'all stay tuned.
started coming my way, but he skirted around me through some thicker stuff, and I couldn't get a shot, and I couldn't get him on camera either. And then when he got pretty much to the same spot where I walked in, the same little trail, he must have caught my ground scent because he didn't like it. We got out of here. So after he ran a little bit, I grunted again, hoping that maybe a bigger one heard it all and thinks that there's a buck over here, you know. That just scared off another buck. Or doe. I don't care what he thinks. I just hope he comes in. I'm about to have to climb down anyway, so. I probably should have just not grunted, but when he was close, but didn't know what else to do. Well, guys, that was pretty cool. I'm about to have to climb down, so I decided to go ahead and film an intro now, or an outro now. That is pretty much the first real rutting activity I guess I've seen. That little bug, I was gonna shoot him if he came in, but I don't know, I had just grunted, and so I grunted, I did a little grunt sequence, and then I grabbed a stick, and these lambs above me, I was kind of scraping it, trying to kind of sound like a deer making a scrape, and then I did a little more grunt, a little more scratching on the limbs, and then I put everything down, and it was like a minute later, not even that, I don't think, and I looked up and I saw a deer, and he acted like he was coming right in, but I don't know, he just kept going. I guess he just didn't see another buck or didn't want to get his butt whooped, so he left. But I'm about to have to get out of here. I think next weekend or sometime soon I'm gonna try to sit here from daylight until I kill something, because I feel like if I do kill a deer, or I feel like if I'm gonna kill another public land buck with my bow this year, this is probably the spot. So that's gonna do it for today. Thank y'all for watching 25 High. Always remember to click the links in the description. We got merch, we've got podcast. Yeah, click the subscribe button if you enjoyed this and want to see more. There's not going to be too much more, but there will be more, hopefully. And click the like button if you enjoyed seeing a little South Alabama riding activity. Just a hint of it, not much. I guess what they say in show business is always leave them wanting more, and I guess I've done that. Or at least these deer have for me. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. See y'all